Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I'm here today to work on the two journals that I'm doing with manila file folders. So luckily I watched that video that Jarf at Medieval Mirage just did recently on coffee staining and using her silhouette kit to get some of the color from the laser prints onto her paper. And so I thought I would give it a try with the manila file folder that the journal will go into. I'm using these, which some of them have color, so I have no idea if it'll even work. It may just end up looking like blobs because I haven't tried it yet. This is a first go round. But I thought I would go ahead and film it, and then we're going to do some collage. So we're going to try it and we'll see what happens. I have coffee and tea mixture in here. This is my crazy bottle that I like melted and everything. Pouring hot water into it. But anyway, so I just spray it. This is a mixture of coffee and tea together. Just regular old coffee and tea. There's nothing else in there. I don't have any rubbing alcohol at the moment, so there's no rubbing alcohol in here. And all the rubbing alcohol does is keep the mixture from molding. So it's not like I have to have that. I'm just going to have to use this up or pour it out or whatever. So anyway, we're going to worry about mainly the front portion of the file folder for now, because my tray is not quite big enough, well, you can't see the whole thing, for the entire file folder to be done at once. So we'll start with the front portion, and then we'll move on if it works. I don't even know. So I'm doing it a little different than Jarf did. She used a cup, and so I'm using my sprayer, but essentially, you know, hopefully a similar outcome. So I have printed these with my laser printer, like I said, to get that color to come off, because as you know, if you do any wet gluing or anything with your laser printed images, very often the color runs. So that's kind of what we're going for here, right? And I don't know if I'm doing it right, because I've never tried it, so I'm just kind of going with it. We'll see how it turns out. Put this guy's photo right here. I just thought this might be fun. I usually do, you know, just coffee dye them and stamp them and stuff, but I thought this might be fun to try, and I can still stamp and do some other stuff too. And I usually do this stuff downstairs in my kitchen when I'm working with the tea and the coffee and all that. But in order to film it, this is where we're at. So this is from my cabinet cards. This is all from my cabinet cards stitchy. So I'm just gonna really kind of almost collage upside down, sort of. And we will see how it comes out. And I'm gonna kind of get along the edges of the file folder because I want them to take on the coffee and tea. And I don't mind the wrinkles. I don't think that's going to be a problem. Okay. And let's see. These are from my, I think it's Vintage Ads. Yeah. It's hard to remember all the names of stuff, even though it's my digi. They were old railroad ads in a railroad directory that I own. So those are in my shop if you're interested in the old looking, you know, the print and the ads, and they're mainly print. There aren't a whole lot of pictures in that particular one. I think I'm gonna kind of trying to think how I want it. I think I'm gonna tear a bit of this off. Put it right here. I'm getting color on my little baby wipe, dry baby wipe. Take this music and put it over here. This is from my cabinet cards. Put this over here. And a lot of this will get covered up because I decorate the front of these too. I just wanted to see if I could get some of this to come off on here. And like I said, who knows, it may end up being like blobs of color. I don't know. These are dollar store file folders, so if all else fails, I can toss them. And I've just got some little bits of like words. The good thing about this is it should dry fairly fast because we're just using the spray and wiping a lot of the excess coffee off. I just want there to be, you know, kind of script or something in places so it looks finished. And then, like I said, I'm just going to put some kind of splotches around. And then I'm just going to let it set and dry. And we will see what happens. So that was an excellent idea. Jarf, thank you so much for sharing that. Totally not my idea. That's Jarf at Medieval Mirage. All right, so another idea that is totally not my idea is Gayle Augustinelli yesterday, I'll make sure this is dry, did a video, or I watched it yesterday, I'm not sure if it was yesterday, but anyway, where she collaged book pages, like, you know, we've all been doing, kind of doing that, but she turned them into a cover for a journal. And so I'm stealing her idea too, along with Jarf's, and I'm going to collage my file folder cover for the black and white journal. So that's what we're going to do now. And then I'll probably, if that works out on the file folder, I think I'll do this one with Jarf's silhouette, kind of like she did, to get that design kind of onto that lacy sort of design onto those. So for this one though, this is the cover of the black and white one. I thought we could collage all over this side and all over this side to make our cover, and then I'm going to cover it with matte medium. So I'm doing it a tiny bit different than Gayle did because she was using book page and I'm using file folder, and then I'm going to use matte medium. I think she used Mod Podge. I'm just not crazy about Mod Podge as far as smell. Really weird about the glue thing, if you haven't figured that out already. I have all my weird glue problems, issues. So textures and smells and whatever. Ah, well, that was great. I really just want the flowers, so. But anyway, so I thought that I think matte medium will work fine to seal it up a little bit. Not that it's going to be getting wet or anything, but it is kind of nice to seal them. So this is Jarf's silhouette again. It's a great, all kinds of goodies in there. Actually, I might save this piece for the spine. So I think I'm going to collage the whole thing, and then I'm going to put the spine piece on, kind of like we do, you know, when we add a piece of lace or whatever to the spine of the journal. Sort of along that idea. So I think I'll save that one to go along there. Let's see, what else do we have? I just printed out all kinds of black and white stuff, and they look like they printed okay. Some of the ones that I put on the coffee stain file folder did not come out great, but that's not going to matter once they're wet and everything on that. I think my new printer is supposed to be here today, so I'm excited about that. Because I literally can't print anything now. It's just gotten to the point of it won't work at all, really. I mean, it'll sort of do a few sometimes, but designs like this aren't as noticeable, but anything solid, it just isn't doing anything but putting lines through everything, so that's not fun. Yeah, I was racking my brain trying to figure out what I wanted to do for this journal cover, and then I watched Gayle and it was like, oh, that's a great idea. I'm gonna do that. Great idea. Oh, see, that's not gonna work. I can bring this over a little bit though because we're gonna have that one piece on the spine, so that'll work. All right, I'm trying to decide what kind of glue I want to use. I think I'm going to go ahead and use my tacky glue just because I want to make sure these pieces are staying down really well on a cover. I don't want them lifting and being annoying. So yeah. And if you use the tacky glue and kind of, you know, really press it down so it stays sort of flat, it dries fast and it doesn't, you know, bubble your papers really bad or anything if it's a nice thin layer that you're using. Sorry, I got to get all the glue gunk off. I'm going to get one on there. So yeah, I hope you're all having a nice day. It was super fun to get some nice new fun ideas to play with. I was sort of feeling in a rut, even though I've really been enjoying doing the whole black and white thing. That's been awesome. It's kind of warm in here today. It was chilly yesterday. It's all rainy and cloudy, yucky out. But it's a good day to do this, for sure. I think I like this one. That one would be cool down the spine as well. See, there's lots of really cool images that would work well. Where is... I did print my ads in black and white as well. See, there's a line down that part. So we won't be using that over there. The old typewriters are cool. Trying to think how I want everything here. And there's some variation you can see in the colors. It just depended if I printed it on white paper or the parchment. So I really hope, I'm excited to see that when it dries. That's part of my problem with coffee dyeing. One, I don't love doing it, and two, I can never wait long enough and just let everything alone. I always have to mess with it, and then, you know, you don't get the really cool designs when you do that. So, yeah. This one. But I need to just let that alone and let it dry all the way, and then I'll lift it. I'll show you guys at the end of the video. If it's not all the way dry, I'll just pause for a minute and I'll come back and show you. Sorry if I get my head in there. So by coming out here a little further away from the spine, when I fold the spine with that larger piece over it, hopefully it won't lift in weird spots like, you know, it can do if you have little bits right up on the spine. And And I still will probably put something on the spine, but I was wondering what was bugging me so much with the colored journal. I think I'm going to use some of this lace. With the colored journal, it just wasn't fitting right into the file folder pocket. And so I'm like, duh, you can't have a bunch of fabric and stuff on there like I did that cover. So I'm going to save that cover for something else and then do the cover the same way I'm doing this one with the collage cover. I haven't done one in a while, so it was like I forgot you can't have a lot of stuff on it. I don't know if that's too much going this way. I guess I can put another piece across there that isn't so up and down. This is a little clearer here. Oh, it's got that line through it though. Darn printer, I'm telling you. Really did not want to have to get a new one, but I didn't know what else to do because I just can't. I can't print anything without that, so it'll be nice to have that. And my sister's got some thread for me if mine doesn't come in time, so I'm all set now again. I didn't really want to go to our big Walmart. They probably have it, but I'm trying to avoid, as we all know, everywhere basically. Just go out for what we need the most. Okay, what else do we want to use on there? These would be kind of cool. I shrunk down my 18th century coloring pages here because I thought they'd be kind of fun to use. I don't know which one I want to use though. Kind of like this one. Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodah is doing the color challenge, and I didn't realize that she was doing it. And she did green. I watched that this morning. That was fun to watch her do it. So I added it to my playlist. So if you want to check out, if you haven't, you've probably seen it already. But if you haven't, it was kind of fun to watch. I love to see what other people do. You know, it's just interesting. I wanted to do her alphabet one, but I have the attention span of a gnat pretty much, so I'm not sure I could make it all the way through it, all the way to Z. I tore that off, but I think I'm going to save it for the spine. I kind of like it even better. Use a piece of this. And I'll probably put a larger image on the front. Haven't totally figured that out. I was just happy to have this great idea. I think this came from one of Gayle's subscribers, so thank you to whoever that was if you watch me. It was a great idea. Kind of weird doing black and white for collage. It's just a whole different, I don't know how to describe it because I'm usually looking at colors and all that. all the way out to the edges because I don't want that to happen on a cover. I want it down, stay down. All my glue has the goopy end on it. Got some butterflies. I think it's just all portions here. That one would probably work. It was fun watching Gayle's video. She was super happy and having a good time. That was awesome. We've all, I mean, I get it because I've been the same way. It's kind of like, I told my friend Denise at one of our crafts yesterday, it feels like that movie Groundhog's Day. Because, you know, we kind of do the same thing every day because we're, you know, we might be making different crafts or something, but the day itself seems to just kind of go one into another. It's kind of weird. So okay, there's that half. Let's do this side. Oh, I love this stuff from Jarf as well. Oops, it's not straight at all. Had it straight at first. Should have just left it alone. Okay, what did I, oh, jeez, I'm losing it. Oh, this one's not in the black and white, is it? No, that one's in the more of the sepia tone. Oh, one of these work. Let's do buckles, it says. Buckles. That one's kind of going right up to the spine, but I think it'll be fine because it will get covered. My glue's going to all dry out on the end again. I think this makes great covers. Great, great, great idea. It's kind of little. Oh, those would be kind of fun. A big one, maybe a big one. This isn't really black and white, but I think it works because of, I'm wondering, is that going to get totally covered up by one of these? Almost, yeah. Maybe put it on this side. Like that. Sorry, I'm just looking through all these papers here. Some music would be good. Maybe that's what I'll put there. So I'll put this one on first. Yeah, last year I did, last summer I did some of these file folder, I'm going to turn it this way, journals, and I did like sewing journals. And I had forgotten that when I did them, the covers of the journals themselves were just, you know, those sewing pattern pockets, the pockets that they come in with the colored image on the front. And so they, you know, went in and out of the pocket fine and didn't seem like it was too thick or anything. And so when I was trying to do that one yesterday with all that fabric, I'm like, it's just not right. And it's like, oh yeah, duh, because you can't have all that extra. I mean, you can, it just doesn't want to sit in there very right. And it seems like it's too, like, pooched out or something. So now if I want to put that under, I think I want it under. I think this needs to be torn on the edges though. Because what happens is it's like that outside pocket becomes your cover, sort of, you know, your most decorated part. Where you can add more embellishment and stuff. So I'll be doing the other cover this way too. But I'll probably do it off screen. I can't remember where I found that piece of lace. I think it was, I don't know, New York Public Library or the Met. I don't know which one. But anyway, it's kind of a cool little bit. Ah, my fingers are just covered. I don't know what I want for what else. Maybe I could use, can't decide if I want, maybe, I probably should have done that on the cover, but I think I want to put something else there, so I think it'll work fine. And then put this one here. Yeah, I think I like that. Okay. I don't know why I'm worried about ripping that, because you're not even going to see it, but that's what I do. Probably should have started with the back. It's like I kind of have to get into my groove. It takes a few minutes to get going. I could make this the inside. That's a possibility. Do a more focal point on the front cover. We're going to collage both sides. Feel free to fast forward because I understand it might be a little boring. Okay, new glue page. Don't go through the glue pages quite as fast when you use the liquid glue. Because you can control the edge a little better. Okay, I'm going to make that the inside. I'm wondering, let me see here. I might do that and do something more focal here now that I've gotten going, but I still need something down the center. I think I'll save that piece. Let's see. If I printed out any long enough to go. To use like this. This is kind of good paper to use because it's a little bit, I don't know, almost fabric-y feeling in a way. I think I'll just do a strip of that right in the middle there. I need to make sure it's straight so that sorry, concentrating. Tear a little bit off the side. Make that not a flat edge there. Thanks for sharing this with us, Gayle. This is great. I don't, like you said yesterday, I don't know why none of us thought of that. I mean, I was thinking the other day those would make good covers, but it just didn't like click in my brain entirely. Good on your subby. I can't remember what name she said, so I apologize for that. Okay. Yeah, I think I like that for the inside. And then the outside, I will try to focus more on my cover. I mean, I liked that. It was good. It's just that I think you could have a more focal point in there. Ink schmutzies. In fact, I might know what I could use if I can find it. Not sure where I put it. And those, do some of that. Really pretty. What did I do with... This one. That would look good right on the front. It's a little bit thicker because it's printed on cardstock. I think I am going to trim it right down to the border there. I just got so excited to do it, I just didn't even think about what I was going to put on it. You know, ding. Let's see, this is just kind of weird. Look at these cutters, I'm telling you, they just do not cut straight. Okay, so we'll make that the more focal on this front part. So like, it'll go there, but I will put it on after I put some other stuff on. Okay. I really like that, but I might have to lose it, I don't know. Oh, this one right here that's already torn would work. Yeah, I like that piece, but I mean, I still use this piece. This is from the old design shop, so if you're looking for that one, that's where I got it, on Etsy. is really cool right there. Use some of these though. Veiling by the Yard. I'm not sure yet. Kind of want a darker paper. I got this at Joann Fabrics if you haven't been watching and seen it already. There's very few like black and white pages in this, but there's a few. That's just black. Could use a card. Wish there was something like that is what I want. I have music paper already. Do like the lace. I have a piece of that already in a scrap, but I thought there's these letters. I don't know that any of those work. This one really, I keep going back to this one. I think that's what it needs. It just needs some darker color. This seems a little more modern, but I think it works okay once you get it with everything else. Okay, I need to start getting some of these down because it's kind of throwing me off. Oh my goodness, we're already at 44. May not finish this, but I will show you when it's done. So I want to show you the pocket for the colored journal. You guys still see? Yes. Okay. Okay. Did I make this long enough? Yeah, because I'm going to put that something else down the center there. Okay. And here it's like, kind of like wallpaper or something. Right on the edge there. I'll trim that little corner. All right, where's the other piece? This one. That edge isn't torn, but I think it's all right. And this one's going to be covered. Want to go over that seam, you know, middle spine part. Okay, just need something there. Kind of want something with a little more of that. This type of color. Oh, actually, that will get covered. Yeah, that'll work. So I'm going to do the back. There's my big, huge rose. Put it out this way more. And I never used my little ad that I had with the veils on. Use it on this side. And I'm not sure where I got this image. It's an old one. It's probably New York Public Library. All the way to the edge. I have to pull this down, sorry. Better to get my head in there. I'm going to be pretty gray soon if I don't get my hair colored. It's kind of crazy. I like that. Yeah, that doesn't work for me. Where's my fold? I'm like, where's my fold again? This old typing book has been great, Sammy. I know I say that a lot, but it really, it's really great. Just very useful indeed. Okay. Now I like my little ad. I might end up putting it more like this, though, something like that. What else could we put? There's that piece of lace. Yes, that's the one. It's getting so stiff it just stands up by itself. Hope that piece is wide enough after tearing the sides off. Barely, but it is, so yay. Tear my paper, that would be great. Making sure I'm getting the corners just to, that's really what I want, is for the corners not to lift. This does not move at all on here. Okay, now our little veiled ladies. What would I do without my friends sending me things? This is from Eva, and the typing book was from Sammy, and the great idea is from Gayle and Jarf. Wow. It's good to have friends. Okay. Then we will do this piece down the middle. So let's get the edges, the end off of it. Things rolling everywhere. I love that old wooden spool that my sister stamped on. That was awesome. Great idea. Get rid of that one. It's coming together. Okay, where's the fold exactly here? Just trying to get it centered as much as I possibly can. There's a weird bubble happening. Pushed it too hard. Okay, so I'm going to rough around the edges a little bit of this. And like I said, this is from the old design shop, and it comes black and white like this, so I didn't print this one black and white. This is how it is. And I printed it on cardstock, like I said. So it's kind of a thick one, and there's a weird little thing right here from my cutter. I'm going to use, why did I cover that? My little brush. I inked it off a little bit. Just getting the corners really more than anything. So this is just a makeup brush from the dollar store. And I got this idea from Tracy Fox. It's just kind of a nice way so you don't get the weird circle or square or whatever your ink dauber is. Go ahead and do that a little bit too. There we go. Trying really hard to get the edges the most there. I kind of put a lot of glue on this because it's thicker paper. I want to make sure it stays down. See, you know what, I better make sure I know where the middle is because that's not the middle. It needs to come this way a little more. Glad I didn't just plunk that down, that would have been not good. Alright, so let me see. Glue comes out of there. I'll be putting another coat of glue stuff over the top anyway, so I guess that'll work out in the wash. Alright, so I think I'm going to let it dry before I try to fold it. Because knowing my luck, it would mess it all up. So I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to check on our pocket, and then I will come back and show you guys when it's dry. I'll see you in just a minute. Okay, hi everybody, I'm back. So we had one success and one failure on the, the two experiments today. This was a failure. So you can kind of see the picture of the man here, but it just almost looks scary more than anything. And then I tried to, you know, spritz it again, and it just made it worse. So I don't think it works with the color copies. I think it works better with the black and white, which, you know, it makes sense because, you know, you can see what I did. All right, but this cover I love. I love the way this came out. I think this turned out great. And I did do a very light coating of matte medium, but you could easily use Mod Podge as well. Either way, makes no difference. So yeah, but I love this a lot, and I think it's going to look really good. So that's the black and white one, and I will collage a cover for the colored one. And then the pockets, I'm just coffee staining right now, and you know, I'll do stamping and the stuff that I've always done. But I may try, I know I'm going to try the black and white with Jarf's silhouette kit for the for this black and white one. But for the color one, I'm just going to go with the tea stain. All right, so I hope you guys have an awesome day, and we'll chat again tomorrow. Bye-bye now.